What's up, guys? So today I want to take some time and go through a very complicated process that does not need to be complicated. And it's extremely frustrating for a lot of people, especially my clients. Should you use ChatGPT or should you not use ChatGPT? I'll settle it right now. You should absolutely be using ChatGPT. It'll make your life so much easier when you're trying to explain and convey your ideas to a design builder like myself, a contractor. Okay, so what do we do first? You want to open up ChatGPT. I suggest you do this on a computer, by the way. Best way to do it on a computer because you need a keyboard. I mean, I guess you could. That's your call. You want to do it on your phone? Do it on the phone. And do it on the computer. Do it on the computer. I like to use the computer for this. Okay, so I go ahead, open up ChatGPT.com, ask anything. We're not going to ask anything. We are going to ask very specific. We're not even going to ask anything. We're making demands today. And the first thing you want to do is hit the plus symbol, add photos and files, Rolodex of stuff. In this case, we're going to use an exterior picture, and I've gone ahead and uploaded that. Now, this is very important. If you don't take anything away from this video, take this away. Here's what we're going to say. This is the exact exterior of the existing conditions of the home we are going to modify in style and color. Hit enter. This is important. So it only took 4 seconds, but it's a confirmation. We already know these things about the home. It's a Tudor style home. It's light and brown in color. It's got brick on the garage. Front left section, whatever. Stone entry, surround, double dark. You get the idea. What I'm looking for here is that it knows what we're talking about. Because if it came back with something that was different than what we're showing, then we got to say, hey, listen, try again. But in this case, we're in a good spot. Okay, so now it's going to give us some suggestions. For the cleanest design workflow, we can modify one exterior element at a time. This is so important. Do not tell it, make it modern. Do not tell it, do this, do that. I'm going to give you a perfect example of where I like to start. One of the things that, for whatever reason, ChatGPT likes to add blinds and it does weird things to the windows. So the first thing I do is I say, go ahead and frost all the glass. The reason I tell it to frost all the glass on an exterior project and an interior project too, because with the interiors, say like a kitchen or something like that, it's going to want to add trees and play sets and all sorts of goofy crap in the background. And the best thing to do is frost all the glass because it's less things that ChatGPT has to think about. And in the case of being efficient with our time, but also not creating a bunch of things that are constantly in flux, like trees and branches. It really likes to throw a tree in one time, then change it at a different time. So I just say, frost all the glass. That way we don't have to deal with any of that. Okay, we've frosted all the glass. So in this example, what I want to do is I want to change the stucco to siding. So I will say something like, in all the areas that stucco exists, change to lap siding. You have this cup a long time. Billy Bob was the dude before Chuck E. Cheese. So I don't know where I got this cup, but I've had it. It's my coffee cup. We got a mistake. So, see the garage doors? Existing conditions don't have no windows. That's okay. In this exercise, I plan to change the garage doors. That's why I go one thing at a time. Because if it starts changing things or makes a mistake in an area that you're not working in because I gave it a blanket statement like frost all the windows, this is a perfect example. It just added some windows. That's why we don't want to use those blanket statements. However, in this case, it's okay because we're going to change the garage doors. In fact, let's do the doors next. This is an example if you don't know how or what you want it to look like, but you still don't want to use those blanket terms. This is where searching the internet comes into handy. So, modern garage door. Go to images, All right, so then we search some garage doors. Okay, see this guy right here. This is a good example. So what I'll do is I'll just right click and then I'll open the image in a new tab. So now I just have the image, right? Copy image, back to ChatGPT, right click, paste the image. Yes, you can, yes, you can do that. Stay with me. All right, we've got our garage door. Change garage door to match this existing example. All right, made the change. Didn't change anything else either. Now, this is where you can get a little crafty. So I'll say something like create a front door that matches the new garage door. And that way you're not searching for a front door that's gonna, this is one of those things where you want it to proportionalize and create something for an aesthetic that's gonna match the bigger piece. So I'm always looking for bigger pieces of the puzzle in this exercise. So that's why I start with the siding. I didn't mess with the trim yet. If you notice, it's still got all that ugly Tudor trim. And I also just went after the garage doors because it's a bigger surface. So I go for the big surfaces so I can get those all laid out. And then I'll go in and I make the finer details, like now create a front door, which is in proportion to the picture is pretty small. So there's a process here. And if the process was go from big items to small items. And we wait. Look, I know that this is a more time-consuming process and it can be a little more frustrating to take all of these extra steps to go through this process, but I promise you, the end result will be exactly what you're looking for and not some cycloptic version of what you really want. My point exactly. Didn't change anything else, just put a nice front door. Nice picture. Nice, I like it. Okay, what's next? Let's get rid of this ugly trim. Remove the existing Tudor style trim and just have siding. So the next thing I'll do is I'll create a screenshot of my area, and this way I can create some more fine-tuned details. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I created a screenshot, and now we're going to mark up that capture. And I'm going to use my draw tool, create kind of a thick line because you want the system to be able to see it. And in our case, we're going to change the area around the front door. So I've now highlighted the area that I want to make the changes to. And so then I'll copy that screenshot and then I'll paste it into my chat bubble. And I'll say, in the highlighted red area, change all the stone and siding to match the garage. What this does is, I know that my lines weren't perfect, and especially if you're doing this on your phone, you're really not gonna get perfect lines. So it's just telling it, look, this is the highlighted area. Don't use these as, gospel. Everything in here that's stone and siding, we want to change it. And in this case, we're going to make it simple. We're going to match the garage because I want to still use those contextual references to really prove out the consistency of this. Now, for my last one, we're going to do something a little more complicated. I'm going to tell it on the shed roof to the right of the garage. You always want to take in term directionally whenever you're talking directions with this software or program or intellectual body. You want to talk in terms of what you're looking at, not in terms of what it is. For example, this would be stage, like stage left, stage right, that kind of thing is different than to your left or to your right. Anyway, we're going to say on the shed roof to the right of the front door, change to gable roof to match others. So here's why this is an important statement. On the shed roof, there's only one shed roof to the right of the front door. So now we've given it a location, a description, just in case one of those gets jumbled. We're honing in on that area. Remember, I'm not highlighting anything on this, so this is a little risky. We might end up with a cyclops. We will find out. Change to a gable roof to match the others. And so, again, contextually speaking, we want to make sure that we're giving it a couple of different reference points so that it doesn't get confused. One of the things I like about the overall system is it's going to make decisions that are generally overall aesthetically pleasing, right? It's not doing crazy things. But if you don't give it any direction at all, and that's why I use a lot of red lines, that's why I go one element at a time. I start with the biggest palettes of color and things. I think of it as if I was painting, right? You gotta go through this process. It's a work in progress. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions about this type of thing, definitely drop them comments below, because I work with this all day, every day. It's just become part of my life now. So it's an evolution in itself. So if you're coming across things that weren't covered in this video, but are related to the topic, leave them in the comments. I always answer the questions. Happy to help you in any way that I can. See you next time.